Hello and welcome back. This video will be on how to use StatCrunch in section 3.1 to calculate mean, median, mode, mid-range from a set of data. So I'm just going to go into section 3.1 and go to the practice problems, and I'm going to go to question 3, I think. Yeah, so it gives us some Jersey numbers, and it'll ask us for the mean, median, mode, and mid-range, and then it'll ask us what do these results mean. So here are some Jersey numbers, and we can open this in StatCrunch, data was not found, so I'll try to open it again. And there it is. So we have our 11 values here. So what I'll do is I'll come over to Stat, and I'll look at summary statistics. And because all of our values are arranged in a column, I'll select column. I have to look at which column it is. This is variable 1, so var 1. And I want to calculate a few things from this. So for instance, if I want to calculate the mean, I'll click on that. I would also like to calculate the median, maybe the minimum and the maximum. And let's look for any modes. So all these other options I'll simply ignore, and I will compute these. So we can see that the median will be 49.90909 repeating. However, if we remember that we want to round to one more decimal place in the data, so the mean here will be 49.9. The median it calculates for us at 46. There is no mode. There is no number that appears more than once. And to find the mid-range, I will need to take the halfway point between the min and max, and I have the two values here that I could add together and divide by 2. So we can calculate all of these guys. So that's fairly straightforward. I do want to go through one more question, and I think I want, so it's 29, excuse me. So here we have a frequency distribution where I'm given some class ranges and the frequency in each one. And we are asked to calculate the mean of this distribution. So I want to go through how I might do this. So let's open this up. And so if we remember, what we want to do is we want to take the class midpoint of each of these and take these times of frequencies. So what I will do is I will rename this column, let's call it class midpoint, just call it CM, and I will type in what each of these class midpoints are. So the midpoint between 40 and 44 will be 42, between 45 and 49 is 47, 52, 57, and 62. So I'm just finding the class midpoint of each class. And now what I would like to do is multiply each one of these frequencies times the class midpoint. And to do that, I'm going to do this in a slightly different way. What I'm going to do is come up to data, and I'll come down to compute an expression. And so my expression, I'm going to build this expression. This is a fair few steps. But what I want to do is I want to take each frequency. I'll double click, and it will write it up here. And I want to take that times each class midpoint. So this is just the frequency times the class midpoint. And I want to go OK and compute. And it does everything for me so that I don't have to do it by hand. Now, in order to find the mean, I have to take I have to take the sum of the frequencies times the class midpoints and divide that by the sum of the frequencies. Well, luckily, I can compute the sums of these fairly easily. So I want to find the sum of the frequency column and the sum of the frequency times the class midpoint column. And what I want to do is find their sum. So I'll compute these. So the sum of the frequency column is 26, so maybe I'll type that down here so I don't forget. And the sum of the frequency times the class midpoint will be 1,357. And then to find the mean, I will simply need to take our 1,357 and divide that by 26, rounding to the appropriate number, which should have one decimal place past the decimal point. And this is how to look at these statistics inside of StatCrunch.